Hey everybody, welcome to Linzers Lounge. My name's Lindsay. Going to talk about American Idol this week. Top 4 performed for Rock Week with Slash being the mentor this week. Guitarist from Guns N' Roses, who I love. And I would have loved to see somebody like Adam sing like Sweet Child of Mine or Paradise City or something. But I think that Slash and Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose don't really get along, so that probably wasn't really in the cards this week. But that would have been really cool. I think Adam really could have pulled off Guns N' Roses really well. So I was really kind of hoping that that was going to happen, but it didn't. Adam went first, which I was very happy about because he's always gone like last. Well, mostly he goes last. He's never gone first before. So I'm glad that he got to go first this week. But he also did go last because he had his duet with Allison. But he sang Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. You know, for me, this song is just a straight out rock song. I'm not the hugest Led Zeppelin fan, so I don't know a lot of their music, but I do know this song. And he just put a little bit too much of a theatrical spin on it for me this week. So, I mean, he does it every week, but this song I don't think really needed it. So I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of this performance. It wasn't his worst. And Slash had asked him to use his lower register more, and he did that. And I really thought that worked for him. I liked hearing more of his lower register because they always sing so high. So it was nice to actually see a little bit of a change up for him. But all the judges really did like it, and Simon said that he was going to be very hard to top. But he did have some major man cleavage during his first performance, which I didn't really appreciate, but I'm sure all the little girls did. All the little teeny boppers, I'm sure, really did like it. Then Allison sang Cry Baby by Janis Joplin. I know some Janis Joplin songs, but I didn't know this one. But I thought she was really in the zone. I didn't really like the hair extensions. They looked very fake to me. And when you have hair extensions, I mean, unless they're like completely different color than your hair, you want them to look natural. And I don't know. Don't go to Adam's guy anymore, Allison. Like she said, I didn't really like him. But I thought her voice was spot on, and the song I thought was perfect for her. Like I said, I hadn't heard this song before, but I haven't always heard every single song that American Idol singers have sung. And most of the time when I hear them, I can still tell that that's not their own song. And with her, like I really thought, like if I hadn't known better, that it was like her own song. I thought she really, really made it her own, and it really, really worked for her. The judges didn't agree with me. They thought that she could have definitely picked a better song. And, you know, Randy or Kara said that she wanted her to sing Take Another Little Piece of My Heart. And Allison was so right in talking back and saying that song's been done on the show so many times, which it has. It's been done probably almost every season except for this one. So good for you, Allison. She stood up for herself, and rightfully so. I mean, the judges gave her some very unnecessary criticism. And then the duet from Chris and Danny came on. Now, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to know if the producers picked the pairs or if the contestants actually got to pick who they were going to be paired up with. But anyways, Danny and Chris did Renegade by Styx, a song that I think I've heard it before but wasn't like super familiar with. Didn't really work all that well. The beginning, which was semi-acapella, I think there was just really a drum, was weird. But then when the whole band came in, it definitely sounded a little bit better. But you could hear when they were singing together and kind of harmonizing, you couldn't hear Chris. You could only hear Danny. He totally outsung Chris and totally outshined Chris. And I think that puts Chris at a disadvantage for this week because he really just... Like, why was he even on the stage? Really. It really just didn't work for me or, like, for anybody, I think. Because the judges were kind of wishy-washy on it. So then Chris came out again. I think he was the only one that didn't get a costume change because his turnaround time for his performances was so quick. He sang, he sung Come Together by the Beatles. And he said in his little package... beforehand that he was toying between that song and Revolution by the Beatles. He should have picked Revolution. I think that song fits his style better, fits his vocal ability a little bit better. But he went with the other song, Come Together. He definitely put his own Chris spin on it, which I do appreciate. He can do that with almost anything, I feel. It was more bluesy, a little bit jazzy. But it just kind of fell apart. I'm really just kind of lukewarm about the whole thing. I thought he definitely tried too hard this week, and Carrie actually had mentioned that after I wrote it down myself. But it was just the wrong song choice for him. He brought out his electric guitar, which was kind of cool. It wasn't Chris this week, even though he did kind of put a Chris spin on it. It wasn't him, and he definitely tried too hard. So I think he could be in trouble this week, and I would like to see him in the bottom or in the top 3, but I think he might be in trouble. And then Danny came out and sang Dream On by Aerosmith, which I'm never going to be on American Idol because I know I can't sing. But if I was, I've always, always, always thought about doing this song. I love this song. And it's a very, very difficult song to sing, especially the end. But it's just one of my all-time favorite songs by one of my all-time favorite bands. So I was, kind of iffy on it, but I was excited because I love this song. But I was like, oh, is he going to pull it off? He did okay. Really, he did okay. He definitely looked nervous. And he sounded like the lead singer of Rascal Flatts, I thought, of all people, when he was singing specifically the word true. Towards the end of the song. If you go back and watch it, I don't know, he put a very weird pronunciation on it, and to me it sounded like Rascal Flatts. He did nail the end of the performance. I mean, he didn't sink, okay? He definitely swam during that part of the performance, but he went a little overboard. He definitely put a little too much into it. So, I don't know. It was okay. It was a little too intense for me, and all the judges were just kind of like, meh, good try. We know that this isn't your this isn't your genre that you feel comfortable with, but whatever. But Simon thought he was going to be safe, and really, according to all the performances, yeah, he probably will be. And then the last duet of Allison and Adam came on, and they sang Slow Ride by Foghat. By far, of every single performance, this was the best of the night, and I'm happy for Allison that she got to go last, because I hope that'll play into her advantage. It was way better. The two play off of each other amazingly. One didn't outsing the other. They just worked really, really well together, and both had amazing vocals. Simon went as far to say that Adam possibly could help Allison stay in the competition for another week. No. The producers and the judges are pipping Adam too much. Allison did a good performance at the end. Adam had nothing to do with her. Yes, they played off each other well, but that's it. Adam did not carry that performance for Allison. Allison and Adam carried it equally. So if Allison stays in the competition for another week, I hope she does, because she's my favorite. I mean, she's doing it because she really can sing, and people really, really think she can sing. So I don't think Adam really has anything to do with it. If she went out there with Chris, or if she went out there with Danny, and she did the same vocal performance as she did when she did it with Adam, if people are going to put her through, they're going to put her through because of her, not because of Adam. I don't know, that kind of pissed me off. Oh, and another thing that I didn't talk about, when Danny did Dream On, I haven't said anything about Kara this season, or not very much about Kara. She said, I wrote it down. She said, I would like for you to have done early Aerosmith, like Crying or Crazy. Bitch, please. Dream On is early Aerosmith. Unless I misheard, which I don't think I did, that's exactly what she said. Crying and Crazy are considered late Aerosmith. Yeah, Aerosmith is still around, and those songs are 15 years old, but Dream On's freaking 30 years old. Go to freaking Studio 57 and listen to Dream On. Please, that really, really irked me because I'm such a big Aerosmith fan. Chris Daughtry will be performing tomorrow night, which, perfect fit for this week. I like how they've tried to pair, and when they bring back an American Idol, they tried to pair it with a theme, like last week, which was Big Band Week, they brought back Taylor Hicks, which I guess maybe in my opinion would be the second best. I think John Stevens, if you guys remember him from season 3, would probably be the best bet, but he maybe doesn't have any new album out, and Taylor Hicks does, and I don't know, but I think this week really, really works for Chris Daughtry. So I wonder, he said Chris Daughtry, so I wonder if it'll be just him, or if it'll be the Daughtry, the band. And then No Doubt, who was a mentor in season 5. Well, Gwen Stefani was. And I know they're touring again together, but I don't know if they have anything new out. So that'll be interesting to see if they're going to perform one of their old songs or if they're going to do something new. And then Paula Abdul will be performing tomorrow night. And she better not lip sync. She better sing live because it's American Idol. And I don't want her contradicting her own show. So we'll see. But thank you guys for all of your comments. I really appreciate it. You guys can subscribe if you so choose. But yeah, let me know what you think. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys my opinion of the order. For this week, I thought number 4 was Chris, 3 was Danny, 2 was Adam, and number 1 I thought was Allison. So we'll see who goes home tonight. I really feel any of them could be in danger except maybe for Adam. But I'm thinking because Chris really did have 2 bad performances this week instead of just 1, that he might be in trouble. But we'll see. See you guys tomorrow night. Bye.